When you think of the Industrial Revolution, what do you imagine? Commonly mistaken as a war, the Industrial Revolution was in fact just a period of time when people improved from making goods by hand and transporting by feet to using machines. It began in Great Britain and spread across continental Europe, soon arriving in America. Transport was greatly improved during the Revolution. The trains and public transport we see today would not be here if it weren't for the Revolution. Imagine a time when you had to walk on poorly developed roads for miles just to get from one place to another. I mean, you probably think delivery nowadays is slow, but just imagine back in the day when there were no trains, ships, planes, trucks, and prime free one-day delivery. Everything was made by hand and delivered by foot. But people soon developed the first ever engine, the steam engine. Life got better since then, and we have proof. Beginning from the 19th century in Great Britain, people started developing machines powered by steam engines, the first form of engine ever made that could power large and heavy vehicles after discovering they could convert steam pressure to power wheels. Dirt paths were soon improved to more sturdy roads and railways. Towns and cities were connected by large bridges. Large ships could propel themselves upstream, and canals were developed to travel better through waters. Railways were developed to send steam engine trains to transport large amounts of goods at once. Transport improved rapidly, even managing to transport large groups of people around countries and overseas. And that was the beginning of the Industrial Revolution of transport.
Steam locomotives. Steam locomotives, invented by Richard Tretherick to haul coal in 1801, revolutionized the way people traveled on land. By heating water inside the engine, the pressure of the steam would push the pistons connected to the wheels, moving the locomotive. These large machines ran best on rails, as they were too powerful for roads or wooden tracks. In 1825, George Stephenson's Locomotive No. 1 was the first steam locomotive to carry passengers on a public line. At the time, steam locomotives were the fastest mode of transport on land and was less labor-intensive compared to hauling goods by wagon. But as time progressed, it was seen that many running at a time led to large amounts of carbon emissions and high coal consumption, which is why many moved from the steam locomotive to what we use in the present day.
Steam engines have mostly been replaced by other technologies such as internal combustion engines and electric power, which are the modern equivalent of steam engines. They have higher power-to-weight ratio, lower fuel consumptions and maintenance requirements, and they're more responsive. Today, steam engines can still be found being used in coal-fired power plants.
Steamships. First invented in 1807 by Robert Fulton, steamships were the industrial stepping stones for modern sea transport. Using a boiler to create steam, the pressure caused the levers to push the paddle wheels, propelling the ship forwards. This invention replaced the slow sailing ships by being fast and easy to control, as steamships were powerful enough to move upstream. This made bulk transportation of cargo from the British Empire's colonies back to the mainland easier and quicker than ever. Even though the steamship was the fastest mode of sea transport compared to old sailboats, the average speed throughout each journey would be 5 miles per hour. It is clear that this invention was revolutionary at its peak, but as time progressed, the steamship was replaced by larger and faster ships, able to carry more at faster speeds.
In the modern day, steamships are replaced by motor ships and diesel-powered towboats. They decrease fuel consumption, reduce space, and are more environmentally friendly. Today, most steamships are retired, except for a few that serve as tourist attractions.
Roads and bridges. Due to London's roads being in rough conditions at the time and only maintenance periodically, agencies known as turnpike trusts began appearing on roads, promising to keep them in good condition in return for a fee. With this system in place, the roads began being less congested and looking more presentable as the trend grew, and by 1830 there were reportedly over 1,000 turnpike trusts in London. With such rapid road improvements, there was also a change in how bridges over rivers were being built. Replacing the once weak stone, iron bridges were a much stronger material for reliable river crossing, having now the advantage of not collapsing when there were floods. The first bridge built in this way was known as the Iron Bridge, built in 1779 by Abraham Darby, which paved the way for many more iron bridges to come.
Today, roads and bridges are further improved and most of our roadways and streets are paved with asphalt concrete. It speeds constructions is environmentally friendly, and provides a smooth, quiet ride.
Railways. With the invention of steam engines and stronger iron bridges came the new and improved railway lines. Travelling by railway in 1825 was now double the speed of travelling by horse and cart, thus becoming one of the fastest ways to travel by land. This improved the speed at which goods were exported around Britain. The railway also became a more accessible way for the common folk to go on holidays, being cheaper than boat. Overall, the railway was definitely a revolutionary concept as we still use railways to get around in our modern day.
Nowadays, trains and railways are one of the most common forms of transportation. Bullet trains are invented in Japan, which use magnetic fields that both pull the train forward from the front and push it forward from behind, making it faster to move without friction. Bullet trains improve the quality of life, reduce air pollution and traffic congestion, and it provides a safety value for crowded cities.
Even though these inventions revolutionized the way we traveled, they are not without their flaws. With the invention of the steam locomotive came new jobs which led to the invention of the telephone and electricity connections, but also the extinction of jobs that weren't necessary anymore due to these new inventions. The newly accessible locomotives led to people having access to easy transportation in and out of London, quickly growing the city and decreasing the amount of agricultural employment. With all these people quickly switching to steam locomotives caused terrible pollution, emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Due to mass expansion of businesses with the help of the steam locomotives, people desperately needed employees, leading to child labor which forced children to work for long hours.
With this rapid advancement of technology from 1750 to 1840, transport was greatly improved, from simpler times when we walked by foot to steam-powered engines to now our modern-day technology. We don't see steam-powered machines much anymore, but we as people would not be living the comfortable lifestyle we have today without the stepping stones which was the Industrial Revolution. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to smash that like button and like and subscribe. Bye!